right, go ahead. You're on.
And a beautiful sunny day here in Santa Clarita. Temperatures reaching the high 80s. It's starting to feel like summer here in Southern California as College of the Canyon softball hosts first place Bakersfield in a conference matchup. And hi everybody, I'm Matthew Frida. Welcome to Cougars Insider pregame coverage of College of the Canyon softball on the Cougars Sports Network. College of the Canyon's hosting the Renegade, who sit in first place with a 23-6 overall record and have been perfect in conference play so far this year at 6-0. COC currently sitting at 4-3 in conference play at third place behind Bakersfield and second place Antelope Valley. As you take a look at the standings here, currently a half a game ahead of fourth place LA Mission sitting at 3-3. The Cougars with a great opportunity to keep pace in the standings and gain a game on the Renegade here today and give them their first conference defeat of the season. But on Tuesday, the Cougars were on the road taking on Citrus College. Let's give the recap for that one. Both teams sitting at 3-3 on the year. As we bring this graphic up for you, Cougars looking to get over 500 and meanwhile deliver a blow to a conference opponent. Ali Melgar took the ball for COC and gets into some early trouble. Mia Godoy with an RBI single in the first inning to give the Owls the early 1-0 lead. Melgar down but not out. The COC pitcher with her best Shohei Ohtani impression comes right back the next half inning with a solo shot to left field. Melgar with her fourth homer of the season, all four of them coming in the last 8 games for the Cougars. Melgar went back to the circle and settled in after the first inning. After allowing 3 singles in the first, Melgar gives up just one more the rest of the way. She goes 7 innings and gives up just the first inning run, walking just one batter on the day and striking out 2. Score is still tied 1-1 in the 5th. Julia Fuentes at the plate, and with the bases loaded, the ball gets away from the Citrus catcher, and Vanessa Reyes comes home to score on the pass ball. Later in the 6th, bases juiced for Lisa Motes comes through with the 2-run single. Caitlin Soto and Bree Toss come around to score, and the Cougars would go on to defeat Citrus with a 4-1 victory. Ali Melgar going the distance, and COC leapfrogs the Owls in the standings ahead of their matchup with Bakersfield here today.
College of the Canyons wants you to get ready, reset, and go when it comes.
So Melgar doing it not only in the circle, but also, as we're running through some technical difficulties, Melgar doing it not only in the circle, but at the plate as well. She's riding a 6-game hitting streak. She has 13 hits during that span, including 3 home runs and 14 RBIs. She's also pitched in 5 of those games, throwing 33 1/3 innings, giving up 15 earned runs, good for a 4.05 ERA. Her best 2 starts coming Tuesday versus Citrus on March 24th versus Glendale, when she went 8 innings with 1 earned run. Still to come, we preview today's action between College of the Canyons and Bakersfield as the Cougars look to give Bakersfield their first conference defeat and move up in the standings. You're watching Cougars Insider pregame softball coverage leading up to first pitch between COC and Bakersfield at 2:30 here on the Cougars Sports Network. Stick around.
College of the Canyons wants you to get ready, reset, and go when it comes to your athletic future. With 17 intercollegiate sports programs to cheer for, opportunities for student athletes to learn, train, and compete, and a championship mindset that has produced state and national titles, College of the Canyons and the Cougar Athletics programs offer a great college experience. Get ready, reset, and go at College of the Canyons. Visit canyons.edu/schedule and cocathletics.com now.
At Jersey Mike's, we think no sub should be measured in inches long or seconds till served. A sub should be measured in moments, time with friends, lunch breaks unbroken. Every sub is a chance to be great. Every sub should ask the question, am I a sub or am I a sub above? Jersey Mike's, be a sub above.
Our sports medicine program here at College of the Canyons is meant to introduce students who are interested in some type of career in sports medicine. Most of my students are interested in careers as an athletic trainer, physical therapist, or orthopedic surgeon. So when they're done with our program, they will have their Associates of Science. Do you love sports? And do you take satisfaction from seeing someone go from injury all the way back to the sport that they love? Then this is a program you should definitely consider.
Well, these two teams met once before this season on Tuesday, March 15th. Bakersfield shutting down the Cougars offense. It was Talia Nielsen in the circle for the Renegade that afternoon, who was staked to a 2-0 lead in the first inning, and that was all she would need. Nielsen throwing the complete game shutout, giving up just 2 hits that afternoon. The Cougars will get another shot at Nielsen this afternoon, hoping for better results. But since that March 15th date, Nielsen has just continued to deal for Bakersfield. The Renegade pitcher has made 8 appearances, including 7 starts, pitching in 34 1/3 innings. She's given up just 5 earned runs over that time, a skinny 131 earned run average. Nielsen also with 44 strikeouts during this stretch, including a 13 strikeout game and a 9-0 win versus Antelope Valley on March 24th, and reaching double digits once again with a 10 strikeout game versus Citrus on March 29th. That leads us into the keys to the game, and of course number 1 is get to Nielsen. The Cougars mustering just 2 hits versus Nielsen in their previous matchup. COC will have to find a way to get runners aboard. Going to be a tough feat as Nielsen has walked just 3 batters in her last 34 innings pitched. Bakersfield spinning 11 shutouts this season, including 3 in their last 5 games. They've given up just 1 run since March 25th, that coming against Oxnard on March 31st. Key number 2, limit the long ball. Bakersfield ranks 3rd in the state with 27 home runs this season. They're led by Katie Smith, who has 7. Riley Price and Annika Romo each have 5, and 3 other members of this Renegade lineup with 3 homers this year. Allie Melgar will have her work cut out for her as she tries to keep Bakersfield in the yard. And lastly, fundamentals. The Cougars currently middle of the pack in fielding percentage this year. They rank 28th in the state. The Renegade, one of the highest scoring offenses in the state this year, ranked at 7th. College of the Canyons is going to have to limit the extra opportunities and base runners for Bakersfield in order to take this one today. And now a look at the Cougars' upcoming schedule. After today's game, College of the Canyons hosts Mount San Antonio over the weekend for a doubleheader here at Whitten Field. Game 1 beginning at 12 p.m. and Game 2 scheduled for 2:30. After that, the Cougars hit the road for a conference matchup on Tuesday, April 12th with LA Mission, who trail them in the standings. First pitch scheduled for 2:30 p.m. before a doubleheader at Long Beach on Friday, April 15th. And so that'll do it for this edition of Cougars Insider. College of the Canyons looking to knock off first place Bakersfield this afternoon. We'll have starting lineups in the call here on the Cougars Sports Network. For our entire team here, I'm Matthew Frieda. First pitch between College of the Canyons and Bakersfield is coming up next. Enjoy the game, everybody.
COC's Fire Technology program goes beyond putting out fires.
Our goal here is to provide our students with a competitive advantage in the hiring process.
It was life-changing for me, and it's exactly what I want to do. It's exactly where I want to be, and it's outside of my comfort zone, and it will be outside of your comfort zone, but you just got to do it. You just got to go all in and just full send and do it.
I love emergency medicine. You're there at these people's worst time of their life, and you're there to make it a little bit better.
The EMT program at COC is a 1-semester program. Over the course of it, the EMT students will learn the textbook knowledge they need, practical hands-on skills that they're going to need working out on an ambulance or in a hospital or whatever setting they decide to work.
People are constantly hiring. There's always a need for first responders. When I graduated from this program, I got a job within a month.
The restaurant and hotel business is the second largest industry in the state of California. Opportunities in such a vibrant career are a click away at College of the Canyons.
It teaches you how to work with people, how to motivate people, how to manage people, how to lead people. And those qualities are so in demand in whatever industry we choose to go into.
COC can get you started on a journey into hotel and restaurant management today.
The right way to top a sub is with real red wine vinegar made from red grapes and no food coloring. And the right way to film it is in slow motion. Obviously. Because authentic ingredients make a sub above. If our turkey had a resume, it would say it's 99% fat-free, filler-free, and raised without antibiotics. But our turkey already has its dream job at Jersey Mike's. Premium meat makes a sub above. The right way to top a sub is with real red wine vinegar made from red grapes and no food coloring. And the right way to film it is in slow motion. Obviously. Because authentic ingredients make a sub above.
College of the Canyons wants you to get ready, reset, and go when it comes to your athletic future. With 17 intercollegiate sports programs to cheer for, opportunities for student athletes to learn, train, and compete, and a championship mindset that has produced state and national titles, College of the Canyons and the Cougar Athletics programs offer a great college experience. Get ready, reset, and go at College of the Canyons. Visit canyons.edu/schedule and cocathletics.com now. Never leave it in black, okay?
And hi everybody, welcome to this edition of Cougar Softball on the Cougars Sports Network. A summery 89 degrees here in Santa Clarita as College of the Canyons welcomes in first place Bakersfield College for a conference face-off. Hi everybody, Matthew Frieda here. Matt Robinson will be joining me a bit later. Well, College of the Canyons enters today's action with a 4-3 conference record, 18-10-1 overall on the season, but they'll have their work cut out for them today as they welcome in first place Bakersfield, who have been flawless in conference play this year, a perfect 6-0 so far and 23-6 overall. And one of the big reasons has, of course, been their ace starter, Talia Nielsen, who will be in the circle today for the Renegade. The Cougars faced off against her a couple of weeks ago and were shut out in a 2-0 defeat, so looking to get back on track this afternoon. Meanwhile, for the Cougars, they'll hand the ball off to Sam Flores. She'll be making her 8th start of the season, coming off her most recent one on March 29th versus LA Valley when she went 7 shutout innings, giving up just 1 hit, 3 walks, and 3 strikeouts. Now the starting lineup for the Bakersfield Renegade as created by head coach Casey Goodman. Leading off in center field, Kylie Havens. At shortstop, hitting second, Shelby Valencia. Hitting third and playing third is Marissa Campos. The designated player, Katie Smith, hits cleanup. In left field, Shelby Buchanan. Riley Price, the second baseman, hits second. First base, Annika Romo, hitting 8th. Hitting 9th, Destiny Kuhler. And the pitcher, Talia Nielsen, hitting last. And the right fielder and flex is Kristen Burgess. So just about ready here for first pitch. Sam Flores in the circle for the Cougars. And Kylie Haven shows bunt, but comes up empty, and it's 0-1. About 89 degrees here today at Whitten Field. Feeling more like summer than it is spring, as it often is here in Southern California, but no one's complaining. A 1 pitch is hit through the right side of the infield, picked up by Silva, and throws on to Ali Melgar at first for the first out.
Batting second.
So 1 down, and now maybe a little bit of confusion here as the 2 head coaches come together and discuss with the home plate umpire. And doesn't look like there's any issues, so we'll go back to work here now, and that'll bring in Shelby Valencia, the Bakersfield shortstop. She chops one in front of the circle, picked up by Flores. Her throw's on target, but not in time. Valencia hustling all the way down the line, and she's aboard with a 1-out infield single. So 3 pitches in this game so far. 2 of them have been put in play already. Kylie Havens grounding out to Silva at second base, and now Shelby Valencia is aboard with the infield single, and so it'll bring in the third baseman, Marissa Campos. And Campos takes a 0-1 strike on the outside part of the plate, 0-1. Flores looks at her wrist, gets the sign, goes into the rotation, and gets ahead of Campos quickly now, 0-2. So Campos, the freshman out of Bakersfield, Highland High School. As she takes the ball in the dirt, it gets away from Moat. She gets to it quickly, but not in time as Valencia heads down to second. So good job there by Lisa Moats to keep the ball in front, but even better base running from Valencia there. Just great read on the ball in the dirt and takes off, and by the time Moats had recovered it, though it didn't get far away, Valencia was already down to second. So now runner on second with 1 down and the count 1-2 on Campos. This one socked into left field, but it'll go out of play. On the year, Campos hitting .388, 3 home runs and 23 RBIs. And of course the long ball has been one of the biggest features in this Bakersfield lineup, as they are 4th in the state with 27. Campos adding 3 to that total. 1-2 pitch, hit off to the left and foul out of play once again. So as we mentioned in the pregame show, it'll be crucial for College of the Canyons to limit their mistakes and keep the Renegade off the base paths as much as possible, especially given their prowess for the long ball. And quite a few dangerous hitters in this lineup today, including Katie Smith, who leads the Renegade with 8 on the year. 1-2, change up, tap back to the mound. Flores picks it up, throws over to Samantha Engelbrecht for the second out. Valencia goes down to third, and so that'll bring in the designated player, Katie Smith, who's having a wonderful season for Bakersfield. Smith hitting cleanup today and featured as a hitter today, though she's also pitched. She waits on Flores' first pitch, and it's left high, ball 1. On the year, Smith hitting .386 with 8 home runs, as we had mentioned, and 33 runs batted in. And waiting patiently as Flores' 1-0 pitch just misses inside to make it 2-0. So Flores trying to navigate a first inning, runner on third, 2 outs. Smith in the batter's box and now is well ahead in the count, 3-0. Shelby Buchanan, the left fielder for Bakersfield, would be next. This one's hit up in the air just along the net. Lisa Motes hoping for a play, but it'll scrape the net and be a foul ball. Smith entering today with a 10-game hitting streak. She has 4 home runs during that time. And an opportunity to drive in a run here in the first. She hits this one in the air, lazy fly ball to center. Coming in is Heck and Fuentes, but nobody can get to it in time, and it lands to the ground. Valencia comes in to score. Down to second goes Katie Smith, and it's going to be marked as an RBI double for Smith, who is hustling all around first.
Batting fourth, number 20, designated player, Katie.
So a fly ball maybe even could be considered a pop-up. It looks like it maybe only got a few feet beyond the infield. Julia Fuentes and Alyssa Silva thought they might have a beat on it. Ashlyn Heck came charging in. They all congregated together in a triangle, and it basically just landed in between them. So it's going to go down as an RBI double for Katie Smith. She's down at second now, and it welcomes in Shelby Buchanan, who takes a first pitch strike from Flores. So Bakersfield out to an early 1-0 lead. And Flores now trying to limit the damage here in the first inning. And Buchanan fouls this one back out of play. Buchanan, the freshman out of Bakersfield, with 3 home runs and 26 RBIs on the year, a .474 average. And now down in a 0-2 count. Here's the delivery from Flores, and that one's outside. Buchanan with a 3-game hitting streak entering action today, including 2 hit games versus LA Mission and Folsom Lake in the last 2 games for Bakersfield. 0-2 is flied out to left field, but that'll go foul and out of play, and we'll do a 1-2 pitch again. So Sam Flores making her first appearance since March 29th versus LA Valley. With a tremendous start that game, 5 innings pitched, surrendering just 1 hit and 3 walks and earning the win. Her 1-2 is hit on the ground to Memory Munoz at short. She gobbles it up and makes the throw across the diamond for the second out.
Batting fifth, number 15, left fielder Shelby Buchanan.
So that'll bring in Riley Price. And a special happy birthday shout out to Riley. As some of the Bakersfield crowd had let us know there's 2 birthdays in this lineup today. But Riley comes to hit here with 2 outs against Flores in the first. And Flores with a good off-speed pitch, but just misses, and she falls behind Price 2-0. Price out of Bakersfield as well from Independence High School, hitting .427 this year and has 5 home runs. Second on the team behind only Katie Smith, who leads from second right now after her RBI double. And Flores, fastball misses outside, and she's behind now 3-0. Flores, not exactly a strikeout pitcher, she'll tell you herself. Needs to hit her spots and mix and match her speeds, and trying to just get comfortable here in the first inning. And her 3-0 pitch misses, and it's a 4-pitch walk for the Renegade second baseman. So it'll bring in Annika Romo with runners at first and second.
Number 13, second baseman Riley Price.
And this apparently is actually Riley Price. We may have our lineups a little mixed up here, but Riley Price bats now with runners on first and second. And Flores' pitch misses. That's now 5 consecutive balls that she's thrown. Trying to settle down here now against the 4th best offense in the state of California. Price, as we'd mentioned, 5 home runs on the year, dangerous hitter. Hitting 6th in this lineup. Annika Romo would be next. And Flores just trying to limit the damage here. She goes into the windup. Her 2-0 pitch just nicks the inside corner. And she gets one back here now on Price. Flores checks the wrist. She's ready. Now goes into the windup. And her 2-1 offering misses high, now in danger of walking the bases loaded here in the first. Three-1 from Flores is skied, but it'll go foul over play overhead here. And that'll even things up, rather run the count full at 3-2. So Flores fell behind 2-0. She's now run the count full. 2 outs, runners at first and second. And this one's skied on the infield, but again, it'll go overhead and out of play, and we'll do the payoff pitch once again here. So a couple souvenirs pretty early here for the crowd. And Flores laboring just to get out of this first inning without any more damage. She's given up 1 run here in the first. but looking to set down Price and get her hitters back in the dugout. But her 3-2 offering misses inside, and that'll load the bases. So that'll bring in Annika Romo, but first the Cougars infield is going to congregate in the circle and talk with Flores. Game began with a ground out from Kylie Havens. Shelby Valencia had an infield single. She took second on a pass ball and then came around to score on Marissa Campos's fly ball that fell just beyond second base in between Ashlyn Heck, Julia Fuentes, and Alyssa Silva. As first pitch from Flores misses in the dirt, good block from Lisa Motes. But now bases loaded for Annika Romo. And Flores' 1-0 delivery misses inside, and she's behind now 2-0. Annika out of Independence High School in Bakersfield, hitting .354 on the year. She too with 5 home runs this season, second behind only Katie Smith. And she takes Flores' 2-0 pitch for a strike. So Bakersfield looking for a big first inning here. Bases loaded, 2 outs, 1 run already in on the double from Marissa Campos. And Flores struggling to find the strike zone. She's now behind 3-1 and in danger of walking in a run. .3-1 pitch from Flores on the way, and it's low, and Flores walks in a run. And that's going to bring a mound visit from head coach John Wismath. He'll head out to the circle to talk with Flores. Flores started the day, like we said, with an out, inducing a ground ball from Kylie Havens. She then fielded a ball from Katie Smith, a little nubber in front of the circle. But a couple walks here, 3 consecutive now to Shelby Buchanan, Riley Price, and Annika Romo. Brings in the second run of the inning for Bakersfield. And the bases remain loaded, and it'll bring in Destiny Kuehler, the Bakersfield catcher, with Talia Nielsen waiting on deck.
Batting eighth, number 18, catcher Destiny Cuellar.
So Flores back in the circle and back to work. Her first pitch to Destiny Kuehler is in there for a strike. And Flores gets ahead. Kuehler doing the catching here today for Bakersfield. And Flores quickly ahead 0-2. Nice pitch there from Sam as she gets the inside corner. Destiny, not much of a power threat, no home runs this year, but 23 RBIs and hitting .434 on the year. And Flores' 0-2 is on the inside corner for strike 3. But a couple hits, a couple walks, and 2 runs come in after half an inning. Bakersfield leads Cougars 2-0.
College of the Canyons wants you to get ready, reset, and go when it comes to your athletic future. With 17 intercollegiate sports programs to cheer for, opportunities for student athletes to learn, train, and compete, and a championship mindset that has produced state and national titles, College of the Canyons and the Cougar Athletics programs offer a great college experience. Get ready, reset, and go at College of the Canyons. Visit canyons.edu/schedule and cocathletics.com now.
Sorry. What's up? It's overwhelming. Why? Well, on to the bottom of the first, the Cougars trailing Bakersfield 2-0. And here's the lineup set by head coach John Wismath. Leading off in right field, Julia Fuentes hitting second, playing shortstop, Memory Munoz. Center fielder Ashlyn Heck hits third. Third baseman Allison Melgar hits cleanup. Hitting fifth, Brianne Saul playing left field. Second baseman Alyssa Silva hitting sixth. Lisa Motes doing the catching will hit eighth. Sabrina Engelbrecht at first base will hit eighth. And Gabriela Gonzalez, the designated player, will round things out. So into the box comes Julia Fuentes, who takes a first pitch strike from the star pitcher for Bakersfield, Talia Nielsen, who has just been on an absolute tear in the circle. Cougars faced her last couple weeks ago, and she spun a 2-0 shutout against College of the Canyons, and quickly ahead of Fuentes 0-2. And it'll be crucial for College of the Canyons to get something going against Nielsen here, or at the very least, find a way to make her uncomfortable and potentially knock her out of this game at some point. Nielsen on the year, 153 innings pitched, a minuscule 151 ERA, as she sets down Fuentes on strikes for the first out of the inning, and that is the 216th strikeout of the season for Nielsen, who comes out of Bakersfield, California as well, from Liberty High School. So Fuentes down on strikes. It'll bring in Memory Munoz. And Nielsen working quickly here. Gets ahead of Munoz with a first pitch strike. And now quickly ahead, 0-2 on Munoz as she fouls that one back to the screen. Munoz fouls that one back to stay alive. And Nielsen has started in 26 games this year. Not sure if that's, appears that's her, her pitching record. 17 wins on the season. And in those 153 innings, now 216 strikeouts after setting down Fuentes, and has surrendered only 113 hits. Even more remarkable, only 11 walks during that time, averaging nearly 10 strikeouts per game. Her 0-2, a called strike three on the outside corner, and Nielsen has made quick work of Julia Fuentes and Munoz here so far in the first inning.
Third, number 13, center fielder Ashlyn Heck.
So back-to-back Ks to open the afternoon for Nielsen, and it'll bring in Cougar center fielder Ashlyn Heck. As Heck fouls this one back. And Nielsen working exclusively ahead in the count here in this first inning. Heck playing in her 29th game of the year, leading the Cougars in average with a .439 figure, a .462 on base percentage, and also leading the Cougars with 23 RBIs on the year. But Fuentes induces another foul that goes out of play, and she is once again ahead 0-2. Two pitch. Heck thinks about it, but a pitch at her eyes and she'll lay off. And it's now 1-2. Heck was 0 for 4 in Canyon's victory against Citrus on Tuesday. And looking to right the ship here, and of course a tough battle with Nielsen in the circle. But a good eye there from Heck as she lays off the 1-2 pitch, and it's now even 2-2. Heck flares this one down the left field line. It's going to land foul as none of the Renegade fielders can get to it. So the count will remain 2-2, and Heck will come back to the batter's box. Ashland was 3 for 4 with 2 RBIs on April 2nd in a 7-6 victory against El Camino. And lays off Nielsen's 2-2 pitch, and that'll run the count full. So Nielsen opened the game with a strikeout of Fuentes and Munoz. Started this at-bat on Heck 0-2, but Ashland's worked it back full. Here is the payoff pitch, and it's slapped into left field. That's well beyond Buchanan's head. It'll land and one-hop the wall. Heck hustling around first. She makes the turn at second. The throw goes into second, and Heck is in there with a sliding 2-out triple. So Ashland Heck works a good at-bat, starting 0-2 in the count, gets it to 3-2, and then serves a pitch on the outside part of the plate into left field. It was over the head of Buchanan, the Bakersfield left fielder. It one-hopped the fence right in front of that yellow flag out there, and Heck, never hesitating, rounding second and slides into third. And so that'll bring in Allie Melgar, who's hitting cleanup today, playing third base for the Cougars. Nielsen's first pitch is hit past Romo at first base and in the right field for an RBI single, and the Cougars get one back here in the first inning. So a 2-out rally by the Cougars here. Fuentes and Munoz were set down on strikes to open the inning, but Ashland Heck worked a great at-bat. Hits a triple into left field, and on the very next pitch, it's Allie Melgar who hits one just under the glove of the first baseman Annika Romo and into right field for an RBI single. And the Cougars cut the deficit in half. It's now 2-1. And so Brianne Tall will now come into bat. Tall swings through Nielsen's first pitch. And Tall in a little bit of a slump here, was hitless in the last 2 games, 0 for 3 versus Citrus and 0 for 3 versus El Camino, as she tries to check her swing, but she'll actually foul that ball off, and she is behind now in the count 0-2. Overall in the season, Tall hitting .292 with 2 home runs and 22 RBIs, and has played a tremendous left field this year for College of the Canyons. And even when she may not have it with the bat, she certainly always brings it with the glove. Tall with her left foot, nearly out of the batter's box. 0-2 from Nielsen is a called strike 3. So Nielsen strikes out the side, 3 strikeouts in the first inning, but the Cougars get one back on the Allie Melgar RBI single after one. It is 2-1 Bakersfield.
College of the Canyons wants you to get ready, reset, and go when it comes to your athletic future. With 17 intercollegiate sports programs to cheer for, opportunities for student athletes to learn, train, and compete, and a championship mindset that has produced state and national titles, College of the Canyons and the Cougar Athletics programs offer a great college experience. Get ready, reset, and go at College of the Canyons. Visit canyons.edu/schedule and cocathletics.com now.
Our sports medicine program here at College of the Canyons is meant to introduce students who are interested in some type of career in sports medicine. Most of my students are interested in careers as an athletic trainer, physical therapist, or orthopedic surgeon. So when they're done with our program, they will have their Associates of Science. Do you love sports? And do you take satisfaction from seeing someone go from
To the top of the second we go, and leading off for the Renegades, it'll be the pitcher, Talia Nielsen. She steps in after being staked to a 2-0 lead first. And we currently sit with a 2-1 score in favor of Bakersfield. Nielsen, of course, known for her pitching, but has also been solid in the batter's box. .325 average this year and 40 at-bats. And Sam Flores back in the circle going to work as Nielsen fouls her first offering back to the screen. So Flores did well to manage the first inning and only surrendered 2 runs. As we mentioned, Bakersfield, one of the better offenses in the state. 5th in California with 232 runs scored in their 31 games. Flores misses high with the 0-1 pitch. And Flores' 1-1 is low in the dirt. So Nielsen ahead 2-1 for Sam Flores. This is her 18th appearance, her 16th start of the year. A 7-6 record. She's thrown 74 2/3 innings entering today as Nielsen skies this one to deep right center field. Heck on the move, and she'll be able to make the catch a few feet in front of the wall. So Nielsen gives that one a ride, but Ashlyn Heck equal to the task as she glides into right center field to make the catch and retire the Bakersfield pitcher. And so it'll bring the top of the lineup back up, and it's going to be Kylie Havens, who grounded out to Alyssa Silva in the first inning. And she slaps this one into the gap in right center field. That's going to split Heck and Fuentes. Heck actually able to get to that ball. Her throw into second is on target, but not in time as Havens, hustling hard around first, makes the turn and is in there with a 1-out double.
Number 10, shortstop Shelby Valencia.
So Havens not wasting any time, swinging at Flores' first pitch. Hits it into right center field. Heck took a good route to that ball to cut it off before the wall, doing all she could to throw Havens out at second, but Havens with the speed able to slide in with the 1-out double. And so Shelby Valencia will now step in. Valencia singled in the first and came around to score on Marissa Campos's bloop double just beyond second base. And she pops this one up on the infield. Alyssa Silva calling for it, shading her eyes with her glove, and able to make the catch for the second out. So a big out there for Flores as she induces the pop-up from Valencia, and it'll bring up Marissa Campos, who didn't hit that ball all too far. It was maybe only 10 feet behind second base, but just fell in a perfect spot where Alyssa Silva, Julia Fuentes, nor Ashlyn Heck could get to it, and it ended up being an RBI double that scored Shelby Valencia. She takes the first pitch strike from Flores, 0-1. And Flores on the year, a 4.03 ERA. with 44 strikeouts, now 45 after striking out Destiny Kuehler in the first inning. And this one's hit down the left field line, but looks like it was actually caught. We couldn't see it from this angle, but looks like Bretal was able to make the catch, and that'll be the final out of the top of the second. So, no runs, 1 hit, no errors. After 1.5, Bakersfield leads COC 2-1.
If our turkey had a resume, it would say it's 99% fat-free, filler-free, and raised without antibiotics. But our turkey already has its dream job at Jersey Mike's. Premium meat makes a sub above.
To the bottom of the second we go. And for COC, the scheduled hitters, Alyssa Silva, Lisa Motes, and Sabrina Engelbrecht. As Nielsen blows a fastball past Silva. Silva fouls this one back to the screen. And Nielsen continuing as she had in the first inning, getting ahead of the batters, got Silva on in an 0-2 count. Silva waits, 0-2 pitch, a called strike 3 on the outside corner. So all 4 outs so far have been recorded via the strikeout for Nielsen as she continues her dominance with the strikeout. Lisa Motes will step in, hoping for some better results here. Motes with a 2-run single in COC's victory on Tuesday against Citrus. But she, like the rest of her teammates, falls behind in the count. It's 0-1. Motes hits a little blooper right to the circle. Nielsen sits there waiting and makes the catch for the second out.
Number 21, first baseman Sabrina.
So quickly 2 up and 2 down for Nielsen, who's working at a quick pace. And it'll bring in Sabrina Engelbrecht, who swings over an off-speed pitch. And for Nielsen, she's been ahead of all 8 batters for the Cougars, but Engelbrecht hits this one into left field for a 2-out single. So Sabrina Engelbrecht getting the start at first base today, makes the most of it with a single here with 2 outs in the second. And this is exactly how the first inning went for the Cougars. 2 quick outs to open the inning, and then a 2-out hit from Ashlyn Heck, and was scored by Allison Melgar. Cougars hoping to get the same here from Gabriela Gonzalez, who steps in. And Nielsen's first pitch misses away, 1-0. Gonzalez, the designated player today. This is her 14th game of the season. And she swings over the fastball to even things up. Gonzalez hitting .313 in 16 at-bats this year. She just gets a piece of that one, fouls it back to the screen. And Nielsen is once again ahead in the count, 1-2. Here's Nielsen's 1-2 pitch. It goes a little high, and Gonzalez able to lay off of it to even things up. Gonzalez's last at-bat came against Antelope Valley on March 31st. She struck out. but she stays alive in this one, fouls that one back to the screen, and the count remains 2-2. Her last hit came on March 29th against LA Valley, went 1 for 2 in that game. And battling here as she fouls another one back. So if nothing else, the Cougars making Talia Nielsen work in these first 2 innings. After what looked like they could be quick 1-2-3. A couple of hits in the first and now a single from Engelbrecht, and Gonzalez battling, and she lays off the fastball outside and she runs the count full. So very similar at bat to Ashlyn Hex in the first inning, who began behind 0-2 and worked it full. Here's the 3-2 and swung on and missed by Gonzalez. And Nielsen has the strikeout, her 5th of the game. So after 2-1 Bakersfield.
College of the Canyons wants you to get ready, reset, and go when it comes to your athletic future. With 17 intercollegiate sports programs to cheer for, opportunities for student athletes to learn, train, and compete, and a championship mindset that has produced state and national titles, College of the Canyons and the Cougar Athletics programs offer a great college experience. Get ready, reset, and go at College of the Canyons. Visit canyons.edu/schedule and cocathletics.com now.
At Jersey Mike's, we think no sub should be measured in inches long or seconds till served. A sub should be measured in moments, time with friends, lunch breaks unbroken. Every sub is a chance to be great. Every sub should ask the question, am I a sub or am I a sub above? Jersey Mike's, be a sub above.
Top of the third we go. And for Bakersfield, it'll be Katie Smith, Shelby Buchanan, and Riley Price, who, as we mentioned earlier, is celebrating a birthday. And her teammate Alyssa Miller happens to share one, so happy birthday to Alyssa Miller and Riley Price. It'll be Katie Smith, the designated player, stepping in. Flores retired her on a little comebacker that she handled and threw her out at first. This one skied in the air, out beyond shortstop. Memory Munoz, struggling maybe with the wind, but able to come up with the catch for the first out of the inning.
Number 15, left fielder Shelby.
So Munoz was on that one all the way. Looks like the wind might have blown it a little bit to her left, but able to stick with it and make the catch for the first out of the third inning. And so that'll bring in Shelby Buchanan, who drew a walk in the first inning. And Flores' first pitch just misses. Buchanan skies this one in the air, but it'll go foul and out of play to make it 1-1. Buchanan with 3 home runs, 26 RBIs on the year, and an eye-popping .474 average. Was 2 for 2 in Bakersfield's most recent game on April 5th versus LA Mission, including 2 walks. And Flores with a 1-1 pitch that didn't miss by much, just maybe a bit outside, and Buchanan gets ahead 2-1. So Flores with a bit of a difficult first, a relatively easy second, and now hoping for the same here in the third as she gets Katie Smith with a first pitch pop out, and now has a 2-2 count on Buchanan after fouling that ball away. Flores checks the wrist, ready now, and goes into the windup, and her 2-2 just left a little high, and so that'll run the count full. good eye from Buchanan there laying off. Flores thought she might have had it, but home plate umpire's opinion is the only one that matters. So count full now. Flores ready. And here's her 3-2. This one's chopped on the ground to the right side. Alyssa Silver slides to her right. Picks it up and makes the throw to Samantha Engelbrecht at first for the second out of the inning.
Second baseman Riley Price.
And so that will bring in the birthday girl, Riley Price, who drew a walk in the first inning. And Sam Flores hoping for her first 1-2-3 inning of the game. But her first pitch misses low in the dirt. Price, as we mentioned before, with 5 home runs, second on the team for Bakersfield. And she fouls Flores's 1-0 offering back out of play to even things up. Price with a good eye at the plate, 7 walks on the season compared to just 14 strikeouts. But she skies this one on the infield. Lisa Moat calling for it and makes the basket catch in front of the Cougars dugout for the third out of the inning. So a 1-2-3 inning for Sam Flores. Cougars will come back to bat trailing 2-1.
Our sports medicine program here at College of the Canyons is meant to introduce students who are interested in some type of career in sports medicine. Most of my students are interested in careers as an athletic trainer, physical therapist, or orthopedic surgeon. So when they're done with our program, they will have their Associates of Science. Do you love sports? And do you take satisfaction from seeing someone go from injury all the way back to the sport that they love? Then this is a program you should definitely consider.
If our turkey had a resume, it would say it's 99% fat-free, filler-free, and raised without antibiotics. But our turkey already has its dream job at Jersey Mike's. Premium meat makes a sub above.
College of the Canyons is inviting youth soccer players from across the Santa Clarita Valley to participate in the new Community Soccer Youth Development Program running from April 13th to June 4th at the COC Soccer Facility. With Wednesday evening training sessions and 2 Saturday playdates, the 8-week academy is open to boys and girls in kindergarten through 6th grade. Sessions will be led by COC soccer coaches from the men's and women's soccer programs. For more information or to register today, visit cocathletics.com and click Camps and Clinics. As we welcome you back to the bottom half of the third, Julia Fuentes, Memory Munoz, and Ashlyn Heck, the top of the lineup for COC. Fuentes, a strikeout victim in the first, and finds herself behind on Talia Nielsen, 0-2. And Fuentes just gets a piece of that one to stay alive. Fuentes playing in her 27th game of the season, hitting .341 with 2 home runs and 22 RBIs. As she slaps this one down the third base line, but foul. And her most recent of those 2 home runs coming on March 26th versus Santiago Canyon, one that went to right center field and hit the little equipment box out beyond the wall, and that was actually a game-winning home run that enforced the run rule, but she takes strike 3 and is set down on strikes for the second time today here by Nielsen, 1 out.
Number 17, shortstop Memory Munoz.
So Julia Fuentes still trying to figure out Talia Nielsen, and Memory Munoz will step in and will try to do the same. She too striking out in the first inning, but showing a little patience here and lays off the first pitch high, ball 1. Munoz playing in her 30th game of the season for the Cougars. And she's ahead in the count now, 2-0. Not sure where that one missed, maybe just a bit inside. But Munoz will be happy with that one. Munoz with 1 home run, 5 RBIs on the year, hitting .255. Shows bunt. Picked up by the Bakersfield third baseman, but not in time. And now I think that ball may have actually hit Munoz when she had left the box, in which case she would be out. That's how I saw it from here, and the umpires are actually going to get together after Casey Goodman, the Bakersfield manager, came out to ask them. And the home plate umpire and infield umpire are now discussing. From here, it appeared that Munoz laid down the bunt, and then it may have hit her in the leg as she was leaving the box to run down the first base line. And the home plate umpires are going to say, no, that's not how it went. And Munoz is going to be aboard with a 1-out single. So the Bakersfield manager, Casey Goodman, will have a word with the home plate umpire. She still vehemently disagreeing with the call, but in any case, that is how the umpires saw it. And so it'll be a 1-out base runner for Ashlyn Heck, who got things going in the first inning with a 2-out triple into left field and came around to score on the very next pitch on an RBI single by Allison Melgar. Heck showing bunt, but fouls this one to the left side, and she's now behind in the count 0-1. So as Heck goes, it seems the Cougars lineup goes. She the leading hitter for this College of the Canyon softball team. She lays off Nielsen's 0-1 offering, and it misses high and away. Memory Munoz at first with 4 stolen bases on the season. We'll see if she's in motion. And Heck check swings, and it looks like it may have actually hit her on the hand as she shakes it out, but maybe not. She appears okay. And it looks like it was actually a foul ball, maybe hit off the inside of the label of the bat. And a little reverberation on her top hand, but she's okay. And she'll step back into the box with a 1-2 count. Nielsen quickly back to work. Here's the 1-2, and Heck slaps it into left center field, and that's going to split the outfielders. It goes all the way to the wall. Munoz is going to round third. She's going to score easily, and Ashlyn Heck is 2 for 2 with a couple of extra base hits, and now an RBI as the Cougars tie it up at 2-2.
Number 22, third baseman, Allison Melgar.
So as I said before, as Ashlyn Heck goes, it seems the Cougars lineup goes. Heck a part of both runs here this afternoon for the Cougars. And a very similar at-bat to her first inning at-bat against Nielsen, falling behind in the count, but able to take a pitch on the outer part of the plate and serve it into left field. This an RBI double that scores Munoz. So things all even now at 2-2 as Allie Melgar steps in and swings through the first pitch. Melgar was able to deliver an RBI single to score Heck in the first inning, looking to do the same here and give the Cougars their first lead of the day. So the inning began, Julia Fuentes with a strikeout. Memory Munoz was able to lay down a bunt right in front of the circle that Campos, Nielsen, nor Kuehler could come up with in time. And then Ashlyn Heck brings her around to score on her RBI double. And now Melgar behind in the count 0-2, but takes this one just off the dish to make things 1-2. And Melgar has been hot at the plate lately. "13 hits in her last 5 games. She hits this one back out of play to keep things at 1-2. And Allie with 3 home runs and 14 RBIs during this 6-game hitting streak that she's on. 4 home runs on the season. They've all come in the last 8 games, and of course has been doing her thing in the circle as well. 1-2 pitch misses just inside. A good take from Melger there to even things up. And Nielsen maybe didn't like that call, was hoping to get it. But Allie with a chance to bring Heck in and give the Cougars their first lead, and she hits this one in the air to the left side. The shortstop Valencia able to make the grab for the second out. Heck does a good job of freezing on the line drive, and she'll stay at second. And so to bring in Brianne Tall with 2 outs. Tall's a strikeout victim in the first inning. But we'll look to clutch up here with 2 outs, and she fouls back Nielsen's first pitch to the screen, 0-1. So Bree Tall was one of the Cougars' hotter hitters in the middle of the season, and a little bit of a slump here. Hitless in her last 2 games, 0-for-3 versus Citrus, as she fouls Nielsen's 0-1 pitch away, 0-2. But Tall, of course, with good numbers on the season, certainly a dangerous hitter, and as we mentioned, always brings it with the glove in left field. Had a nice catch today to retired Marissa Campos in the second inning, but finds herself behind 0-2 here against Nielsen. She slaps this one in the right field. Coming on is Burgess, who makes the sliding catch to rob Tall of extra bases. So a nice catch from the Bakersfield right fielder, but a couple of hits and an RBI for Ashlyn Heck. Things are all knotted up at 2 after 3. 2-2 Bakersfield, and College of the Canyons will be right back.
College of the Canyons wants you to get ready, reset, and go when it comes to your athletic future. With 17 intercollegiate sports programs to cheer for, opportunities for student athletes to learn, train, and compete, and a championship mindset that has produced state and national titles, College of the Canyons and the Cougar Athletics programs offer a great college experience. Get ready, reset, and go at College of the Canyons. Visit canyons.edu/schedule and cocathletics.com now.
At Jersey Mike's, we think no sub should be measured in inches long or seconds till served. A sub should be measured in moments. Time with friends. Lunch breaks unbroken. Every sub is a chance to be great. Every sub should ask the question, am I a sub or am I a sub above? Jersey Mike's. Be a sub above.
Reliever here in the booth as we come back into work in the 3rd inning. College of the Canyons taking on Bakersfield College. Matt Robinson now with you as Matt Frieda did a nice job. Put in some work, and he'll get a nice little break. As Bakersfield will come to work, Katie Smith, Shelby Buchanan, Annika Romo, Destiny Cuellar, and Talia Nielsen will hit against Samantha Flores here in the 4th inning. Game all tied at 2 after the Cougars picked up an RBI hit in the bottom half of their 3rd inning. So the first pitch to Romo fouled away. Romo walked in the first and was stranded aboard. Bakersfield left 3 runners on in the first. Had the bases loaded and only was able to pick up a couple of runs as this one fouled off to the left once again. So the count will stay at 0-2. Flores has been pretty good so far here in the ball game. Gave up those 2 in the first, but has settled in nicely. He's given up just 1 hit since the first inning. Set down the side in order in the 3rd. Heading the count here against Romo. Good 0-2 change-up down that doesn't find the zone, but a good change of level. One ball, 2 strikes. Nobody out here in the 4th inning. 1-2 pitch misses up. So Romo able to work it back to 2-2. Romo on the season, 365. 2 hits against Oxnard the other night. In a 10-1 Bakersfield win as this one popped up in foul ground down the left field line, and it's going to get down foul as it was kind of in a spot where nobody could get to it. Bree Tall, Memory Munoz, and Ali Melgar all giving chase, and nobody could come up with it. So we'll do it again at 2 balls and 2 strikes. So Matt Frieda joins us back in the booth now. Had to go stretch. So we wait on the 2-2 pitch. As we said, Flores, after that rough first where she gave up 2, has settled in nicely, retired 5 of the last 7, or 5 of the last 6 she's faced, we should say. And 6 of the last 7 through the last 2 innings. The count now full here, so she had Romo 0-2. And Romo able to work it all the way back to a 3-2 count. 3-2 lined into left field for a base hit. So Romo has a leadoff single.
Number 18, catcher Destiny.
Leadoff runner aboard here for Bakersfield in the 4th inning.
And Matt, actually the first time today Bakersfield has had their leadoff hitter aboard, so Flores doing a good job there at the very least, and did a great job in the first inning to limit the damage, only allowing 2 runs, and keeping COC in this game.
It's Destiny Quaylar, the catcher, struck out in her first at-bat, steps in now, takes a pitch down and in. So Flores falls behind here to open up the at-bat to the 8-hitter. And Quaylar was struck out in her first at-bat. Nielsen waiting in the on-deck circle. Talked about Nielsen a lot today in her prowess in the circle. Looking for some more run support here as the Cougars have kept it a 2-2 ball game at the moment. As that one fouled away, evens the count at 1-1. For Quaylar at the plate, one of the many renegades who is hitting the cover off the ball this year. Just went 1 for 3 against Citrus, just 1 for her last 6. And actually 1 for her last 7, make it 1 for her last 8. Should Memory Munoz put this one away, and she does. So 1 away here in the 4th inning as a pop out on the infield. And Talia Nielsen heading to the plate.
Pitcher Talia Nielsen.
And for the most part, Flores done a great job limiting the hard contact. The RBI double in the first from Marissa Campos really was a pop-up that just went a little beyond the infield and no one could get to. But other than the Annika Romo single to open this inning, she's done a great job of inducing soft contact.
Nielsen swings and lines this one into left center field. That'll get over the head of Tall, out to the wall. Trying to score from first base is Romo. She will easily. It's an RBI double for Talia Nielsen as the pitcher helps herself, and Bakersfield takes a 3-2 lead. So it always feels a little bit better when you're in the circle and you're at the plate and you drive a run in, help yourself out a little bit. That's exactly what Talia Nielsen does. Drives in just her 2nd run batted into the season. Bakersfield with a 1-run lead once again as Kylie Havens will step in. Doubled her last at bat in the 2nd inning. Grounded to second to open the ball game, 1 for 2. Shows bunt, bunts it up the third base line, but foul, so she'll come back and we'll do it again. Havens had back-to-back games with 2 RBIs as she hits this one softly towards the second baseman. Silva able to make the play. That was against Oxnard and Citrus. Went 2 for 3 against Citrus the other day, but wasn't able to drive any runs home, and she lines out here for the second out of the fourth inning, as Shelby Valencia will step in. Valencia 23 runs batted in this year. Her and Campos have been the leaders this season. Campos 23 coming into the game. Buchanan, of course, with 26 leading the team. Price has 20. Bakersfield has just been very impressed. Actually, excuse me, Katie Smith actually leading the team with 31 now that I scroll back down even further. But again, Bakersfield just been very impressive up and down the lineup this year, Matt. Offensively, one of the better teams in the state of California. And shows how much Sam Flores has grown here today. Sam, early on in the year, has had a little bit of trouble keeping runs off the board. He's had a lot of high-scoring games against her, but today has looked very sharp against one of the best lineups in the state.
Yeah, and she's been picking her spots on the plate and going inside, outside, just finding locations, mixing up her speed, and really keeping these Bakersfield hitters, for the most part, off balance.
That one misses down. Count 3 balls and 1 strike here to Valencia. For Flores, it's really started off the changeup. That's what's really changed for her, as it started to make it a little bit tougher on hitters. It's not just fastballs coming. And if you look in her last 3 starts, the Cougars have all won. And they've won 6 of her last 7 starts, which is a slight change, all things considered, as a walk issued to Valencia. 4th walk issued by Flores today. Early on in the year, it was the Allie Melgar show. She was the one picking up all the wins in her starts, and it's changed here as of late. Flores winning, as we said, 6 of her last 7 starts. So this one lifted in the air towards shallow center field, and Memory Munoz coming over to make the play. As her Silva and Heckall giving chase, Munoz ends up coming up with it. That'll end the inning. So a single, an RBI double from the pitcher Nielsen, and a walk, a run across at the end of 3.5. 3-2 in favor of Bakersfield here from Whitten Field.
Our sports medicine program here at College of the Canyons is meant to introduce students who are interested in some type of career in sports medicine. Most of my students are interested in careers as an athletic trainer, physical therapist, or orthopedic surgeon. So when they're done with our program, they will have their Associates of Science. Do you love sports? And do you take satisfaction from seeing someone go from injury all the way back to the sport that they love? Then this is a program you should definitely consider.
We go to the home half of the 4th inning here. Cougars trailing 3-2. They'll send Alyssa Silva, Lisa Motes, and Sabrina Engelbrecht to the plate. Silva, a strikeout victim in her first at bat. Trying to get things started for the Cougars, chasing a run once again here in the 4th. First pitch swinging, lifts it in the air to right field. Burgess had a little trouble with the sun at first, but makes the catch, 1 away.
And Burgess with a tremendous play to end the 3rd, robbing Breed Hall of extra bases. A diving catch to her left, and likely saving a run as well. But the sun's certainly a factor here today at Whitten Field, a hot one.
Yeah, temps near 100 degrees today. As Mote's first pitch swinging, lines it up the middle, and she'll be on with a base hit. So Lisa, 1 for 2 now on the day. And a good runner to have aboard is Lisa, one of the faster Cougars this year. 11 stolen bases on the season. And now has a 3-game hitting streak. As it brings Sabrina Engelbrecht, who singled back in the second inning, to the plate. Engelbrecht now on a 2-game hitting streak. Had a single and 3 at-bats against Citrus. A little delay waiting for the home plate umpire to get back to the plate as we'll go back to work. We'll see with 1 out what Coach Wiz decides to do here. Imagine let Sabrina swing. As she swings, lines it right at the second baseman, and they're going to double off Moats. Price able to make the catch, quickly throws it to double off Moats at first base, and that will end the 4th inning. So the Cougars trailing by a run. We head to the 5th, and a 1-run ball game here from Whitten Field.
If our turkey had a resume, it would say it's 99% fat-free, filler-free, and raised without antibiotics. But our turkey already has its dream job at Jersey Mike's. Premium meat makes a sub above.
But they did put zeros for both of them, so.
Pitching change for the Cougars going into the 5th inning here. Allison Melgar will take over. So Flores goes 4, gives up 3 runs on 5 hits. Pretty solid outing.
To the top of the 5th, leading off for the Renegades, number 20. Designated player.
Taking over for Melgar at 3rd is Gabriela Gonzalez. So, good start for Sam Flores. But she's going to be lifted for some help from Allie Melgar as we go here into the 5th.
And Melgar tremendous on Tuesday in the Cougars' 4-1 victory versus Citrus. 7 innings, 4 hits, just 2 walks and 3 strikeouts. A little trouble in the first, gave up a run and 3 hits, but after that, just 1 hit the rest of the way.
Allie this year in the circle, 2.31 ERA, 11-4 on the season. This will be her 15th appearance of the season. Or excuse me, her 22nd appearance of the season. She started 14 of those 22. She's gone complete game 12 times this year, shut out 1 time, and she does have 1 save. So opposing hitters hitting just 231 against her as she sets down Smith. She set down Smith on strikes, but the home plate or the field umpire called an illegal pause, I believe. And that's interesting because the Bakersfield head coach actually walked over, Casey Goodman, she actually walked over to Coach Wismath and said, what did he call? And then she shook her head and said, no, that's not right. And I heard her actually say she's on the rules committee as well. So some nice sportsmanship from Casey Goodman there, trying to make sure they get the call correct. Not a lot of coaches that would have done that in that spot. So
no, good on Casey Goodman for that one. And we saw her and John Wismath speaking before the game, and appears there's definitely some camaraderie between the two head coaches. And now the umpires are going to get together and discuss, so let's see.
I think Coach Wismath actually going into the dugout to try and find the rule in the rule book.
And Matt, I'll plead ignorance on this if you could maybe fill me in.
I don't know. Your guess is as good as mine. I don't know the rule book for softball as well as anybody, as these coaches do. I don't know the rule book for baseball that well, to be quite honest. So your guess is as good as mine on what the call was. They're still discussing here. See if I can dig out the rule book here and try and figure out what they're talking about. Looks like there's some sort of solution here. I actually don't have the softball rulebook in my list of things, surprisingly. I think it's because I could not find one off the NCAA website, which is bizarre because that's the rulebook we use. Little modifications to it here and there, but so still a discussion now. Casey Goodman out talking to the home plate umpire. So Smith is out, is what the signal was. And now they're going to talk about it again. I don't have the first idea on the rule book, and I don't have the first idea on the long discussions here. Now they're going to bring Coach Wismath back out.
Well, it appeared that Casey Goodman was ready to concede that at bat.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I'm not sure what the discussion is from.
Seemed like she was going to defer to the rule, and then it looked like an assistant coach for Bakersfield came out and was unhappy with the final verdict.
And
now we're discussing again.
I don't blame him. I mean, I don't find that to be a problem off either side. It's actually David Harding who came down to mention something. So a long delay here. I'm afraid to fill in the score sheet at this point in time because I don't know what the call is going to be. I'm just kind of waiting.
Oh, it's too late for me, Matt. I already wrote K and one strike.
And they say it's 2 balls and 1 strike. That's not the right hitter at the plate. Okay, that's what it is. Thank you. One of the fans in the stands helping us out here. So it's 2 balls and no strikes here against Shelby Buchanan. They did call Smith out on strikes, so the first strikeout for Melgar. But then she threw the ball around the infield a little bit while they were waiting, and they gave her 2 balls on the pitch. So that's a new one on me. But force Allie Melgar to go to work now behind an account. And it's what it is. So 3 balls and no strikes, and she comes with a fastball that gets over for a strike. Misses on the 3-1 pitch. And so 2-pitch walk. 3-pitch walk.
Number 13, second baseman Riley Price.
The first of its kind, Matt.
It's the first time I've ever seen that.
I've not seen one of those before. Now, is that in the rule book that you are not supposed to throw the ball around during a timeout?
And maybe that's what the long delay is on the conversation afterwards. So it'll bring Riley Price to the plate. Fouls the first pitch away. So Melgar working with traffic on. So we are in the 5th in a 3-2 ball game. Bakersfield with a 3-2 lead over College of the Canyons. 2 runs in the first. No, I bent it that way because I was trying to get us more shade. Apparently that's not going to fly, so. Shane Bako, 2 runs in the first. 1 in the last inning. Cougars with a run in the, I believe it was the second, right? I'm trying to recap as I'm trying to fix things here. 1 in the first and 1 in the third to tie the ball game. As this one gets past Moats to the screen. Score it is a wild pitch against Melgar. So the runner moves down to second. But she sets down Price on strikes. So 2 away.
Number 21, first baseman Annika Romo.
Second strikeout of the inning for Melgar. 2 down, and Annika Romo coming to the plate.
Big strikeout for Allie there after the unfortunate walk that Buchanan began her at bat with 2 balls already.
This ball lifted in the air out into right. Fuentes there to make the catch. That'll end the inning. We go to the home half of the 5th inning. Cougars trailing 3-2 here from Whitten Field. College of the Canyons wants you to get ready, reset, and go when it comes to your athletic future. With 17 intercollegiate sports programs to cheer for, opportunities for student athletes to learn, train, and compete, and a championship mindset that has produced state and national titles, College of the Canyons and the Cougar Athletics programs offer a great college experience. Get ready, reset, and go at College of the Canyons. Visit canyons.edu/schedule and cocathletics.com now.
At Jersey Mike's, we think no sub should be measured in inches long or seconds till served. A sub should be measured in moments. Time with friends. Lunch breaks unbroken. Every sub is a chance to be great. Every sub should ask the question, am I a sub or am I a sub above? Jersey Mike's. Be a sub above.
Home half of the fifth we go. Gabriela Gonzalez going to lead things off here for the Cougars. Chasing one. They've trailed the whole way. As they've yet to have a lead in the ball game as Gonzalez fouls the first pitch back. Did get it back to square after a run in the first and a run in the third. Trying to fight back and even things up once again. Wind has picked up a touch here.
And the Cougars will have to be selective here. Nielsen, of course, with great strikeout stuff. And the last thing they want to do here is expand the zone and give her anything more to work with.
It's 1 ball, 2 strikes here to Gonzalez. It's been a pitching duel, and now there's going to be a discussion. Casey Goodman going to come out, talk to Nielsen here. Interesting with 1 ball, 2 strikes. Poked her head out of the dugout. Is every pitch magnified at this point in time in the ball game? Want to make sure you have all your ideas lined out correctly right now. It's a very important at bat here in the 5th inning to lead things off for Gonzalez. It's 1 ball, 2 strikes. Leadoff batter here in the 5th inning. That one misses away. So Gonzalez gets it back to 2-2. And Nielsen comes right back with a pitch on the outer half that Gonzalez waves at. 1 down here in the 5th.
Number 8, center fielder Julia Fuentes.
Give Gonzalez 7 strikeouts in the ball game. She struck out Julia Fuentes twice today as she faces her here in the 5th.
That is Nielsen with 7 strikeouts.
Sorry.
On the day, correct?
Yes. Thank you.
And Matt, I only know because she came into today with 251 strikeouts on the season. And now has added to that with strikeout number, 215 entering the season, and now with 7 today, has 222 in just a little over 157 innings pitched.
She finds a fastball on the inside to make it 0-2 here to Fuentes. Good job by Fuentes to take there as Nielsen comes with a fastball that misses up.
Matt, if you're the Cougars, you got to like where you are right now. 1-run ball game in the 5th, and Bakersfield has shut out their opponents in 4 of their last 6 victories.
Yeah, your offense is certainly not hitting at the clip that you usually do, as Fuentes down on strikes for the 3rd time today, make it 8 strikeouts for Nielsen now. But your pitching staff has held up nicely today, Matt. Just a couple of hits the next couple of innings, string together a few hits, get a run or 2 on the board, and it's a completely different ball game. So here's Memory Munoz, 1 for 2, scored on a double from Ashlyn Heck in the 3rd inning, singled off Nielsen in that 3rd inning, and struck out in the ball game. Munoz swung through the first pitch, swings to the second pitch, hits it on the ground as short as Valencia picks it up on 2 hops, fires it over to first, and that'll end the inning. So the Cougars go quietly here in the 5th. We head to the 6th. It's still a 1-run ball game, 3-2 in favor of Bakersfield.
I love emergency medicine. You're there at these people's worst time of their life, and you're there to make it a little bit better.
The EMT program at COC is a one-semester program. Over the course of it, the EMT students will learn the textbook knowledge they need, practical hands-on skills that they're going to need working out on an ambulance or in a hospital or whatever setting they decide to work.
People are constantly hiring. There's always a need for first responders. When I graduated from this program, I got a job within a month.
About that.
Go back to work here in the 6th inning.
To the top of the 6th, leading off for the Renegades, number 18, catcher Destiny Cuellar.
It's Destiny Cuellar, Talia Nielsen, and Kylie Haynes, the scheduled hitters here to face Melgar in the 6th. This one hit on the ground towards short. Munoz picks it up, fires it to first. One away here in the 6th inning. This is Munoz with a slick play over at short.
Number 6, pitcher Talia Nielsen.
One down, and Talia Nielsen heading to the plate.
Nielsen helping her own cause back in the 4th with the RBI double, and that's been the difference here in this game so far.
You always like to help yourself when you're on the circle, on the bump, depending on if you're playing softball or baseball. Much more common in softball than it is in baseball now these days. As you mentioned earlier, Nielsen has done her best Shohei Ohtani impression a few times this year. He's the standard bearer for it in baseball now.
And won't be getting to see too much of pitchers helping their cause anymore with the DH now instituted in both the American and National League.
But in terms of Nielsen, brings to mind, if you look at softball, you think about UCLA the last few years. Stud pitcher. I can't think of her name right now. I'm blanking on it. Rachel Garcia, there we go. Had to look it up real fast. Rachel Garcia, stud in the circle and a stud at the plate. Helped UCLA to a national title a few years ago. Talia Nielsen in that same mold. Pretty solid in the circle and has done a good job at the plate as she's ahead in the count, 3-1 here. This one hit out into left field, positioned perfectly was Brianne Tall. She'll make the catch the second out here of the 6th inning.
Number 5, center fielder Kylie Havens.
It's Kylie Havens coming back to the plate. Havens 1 for 3 in the ball game. Doubled back in the second, line to second, and grounded to second. As she swings at the first pitch, slow roller up the first base line. Engelbrecht will pick it up, tag her out. Quick 6th inning for Allie Melgar. We head to the home half of the 6th in a 3-2 ball game. Bakersfield out in front over College of the Canyons. College of the Canyons wants you to get ready, reset, and go when it comes to your athletic future. With 17 intercollegiate sports programs to cheer for, opportunities for student athletes to learn, train, and compete, and a championship mindset that has produced state and national titles, College of the Canyons and the Cougar Athletics programs offer a great college experience. Get ready, reset, and go at College of the Canyons. Visit canyons.edu/schedule and cocathletics.com now.
At Jersey Mike's, we think no sub should be measured in inches long or seconds till served. A sub should be measured in moments. Time with friends. Lunch breaks unbroken. Every sub is a chance to be great. Every sub should ask the question, am I a sub or am I a sub above? Jersey Mike's. Be a sub above.
So we go to work here in the 6th inning. Cougars trailing by a run. Ashlyn Heck Allison Melgar and Brianne Tall, the heart of the order coming up. Perfect time for the Cougars. Late in the ball game, you got your heart of the order up, but the first pitch from Nielsen gets Heck to pop out, and that's a big first pitch from Nielsen. As you get Heck on one pitch on a pop-up on the infield, makes the Cougars' job a little bit tougher. As here's Allie Melgar, singled back in the first to bring home Ashlyn Heck. Line to the shortstop in the third, and has been hitting cover off the ball as of late, but 2 pitches and 2 outs as this one popped up to center field. And the Cougars, in a time where patience maybe would have paid a little bit more dividends, 2 pitches, 2 swings, 2 outs on 2 pop flies. And now Brianne Tall, who's 0 for 2, stepping in.
Yeah, Nielsen really getting into a groove, has retired 9 of her last 10 batters here this afternoon.
Tall first pitch swinging, and it's a perfect inning for Nielsen. 3 pitches, 3 outs, as she gets 2 pop-ups and a ground ball. 1, 2, 3 on 3 pitches. Can't be much cleaner than that. We head to the 7th inning. It's a 3-2 Bakersfield lead here from Whitten Field.
The new media journalism program focuses on hands-on training for up-and-coming multimedia journalists.
We do shows every 2 weeks, and students put together their own stories. They go out and shoot them. They do the voiceover. They edit them together. It's a really, really cool hands-on experience.
If you want to dive right into the world of journalism, this is the only place to do it.
Getting that perfect slice is satisfying, fulfilling, and rewarding too. But we don't do it for fun. We do it for fresh. Slice to order makes a sub above.
Heart of the order here for Bakersfield in the 7th, in the 9th. Wrong sport. This is Valencia, Campos, and Smith, the scheduled hitters. Facing Allie Melgar. Came in the 5th inning for Sam Flores, who went 4 strong. Gave up 3 runs, but that was it. Valencia in the ball game, 1 for 2, singled, scored in the first, popped out in the second, walked in the 4th. Something on the field. I think the sprinkler head was up, or something was going on. Interesting here as we go back to work. 2 balls, no strikes. This one hit right back up the middle. Base hit for Valencia, her 2nd hit of the ball game. Leadoff runner aboard for Bakersfield in the 7th inning. There's a good piece of swinging from Shelby Valencia there.
Number 12, third baseman Marissa.
And right back up the box, and Melgar, really more out of self-defense than anything, throws her hands up, but it just goes right over her head into center field for the leadoff single for Valencia.
So the options open up a little bit more here for Bakersfield with the leadoff runner aboard and Campos at the plate. But imagine you don't take the bat out of Campos' hands too often, but with just a 1-run lead, maybe you ask her to move a runner over. Instead, she'll take the first pitch that misses up and in. And Melgar, who's been solid since coming in, has given up a walk and a hit, and that's been it. Falls behind here to the 3-hitter. Campos doubled in the first. Now she shows bunt, takes a strike. They're going to throw behind the runner, and I think had it not been for maybe a little bit of a double clutch from Lisa Moats and a missed tag from Engelbrecht, they would have easily had Valencia at first base, as she was well off the bag.
And she actually slipped there on her way trying to get back to first. And the double clutch from Moats is what allowed her to get back to her feet and get into first.
Engelbrecht searching for the tag too, just couldn't apply it. She had to try and spin around. Always a tough play for a first baseman trying to make that tag on a back pick. It's 2 balls and 1 strike here to Campos. Especially a right-handed first baseman.
Right, I was just about to say, especially right-handed first baseman. A left-handed first baseman can pretty much just have the tag there waiting and slap it down. But right-handers, of course, kind of need to turn their entire body in preparation to see where the runner slid back in on the bag and apply the tag.
So that one fouled away. Makes the count 2-2. Big pitch upcoming here for Melgar here in the 7th inning. It's a pitch on the way. This one hit on the ground towards the second baseman. It gets off the glove of Silva out into center field. Going to third is Valencia. She's going to try and score. Relay throw from Munoz, not going to go. And she's going to score on a single that just gets through the infield. It skipped away from Silva out into center. Heck couldn't pick it up. And Valencia comes around to score on the single by Campos.
And that was just an unfortunate break for College of the Canyons. Heck was breaking to her left to back up Silva, and it deflected off Silva's glove directly in the direction that Heck was coming from. Had to stop short and redirect herself back to where she had just started from, and by that time, Valencia able to easily come around and score.
So Campos drives in a run. Bakersfield gets a little bit of insurance here in the 7th. We'll wait through the timeout here as Casey Goodman had called timeout. Brought the entire Bakersfield roster over to chat. And now we go back to work. So here's Smith, 0 for 3. Takes a strike on the inner half just under the hands. Behind in the count, 0-1. So this ball hit out in the air. That's going to get down for a base hit out into left center field. Softly hit, but hard enough to get over the outfielders' heads. It'll put runners on first and second with nobody out here in the 7th inning. 3 singles to open the inning for Bakersfield as the heart of the order doing its job. As they're going to have the flex, Christian Burgess run here for Katie Smith, and Shelby Buchanan will step to the plate, walked her last time up.
Number 15, left fielder Shelby Buchanan.
So Buchanan now with 2 out there for Bakersfield, already adding a run for insurance here in the 7th. Hitting with nobody out. Shows bunt, drags it back as the pitch missed up and away. So some extra pressure on Melgar here. This one fouled back by Buchanan. One ball, one strike. Nobody out here in the 7th inning. Already 1 run across. Melgar misses away. Makes it 2-1. Misses that pitch up, and now it's 3-1. Allie needs to settle herself back in.
And you have to wonder how that 3-pitch bottom of the 6th maybe affected Melgar. He didn't have a lot of time to rest in the dugout before this 7th inning.
So this ball lifted in the air towards left field. Tall made a late break on it, but it's able to run over and make the catch in foul territory for the first out here of the 7th inning.
Number 13.
So Buchanan set down on a fly ball. Here comes Riley Price. Walked and was left at second base back in the first inning. 0 for 2 today. Price takes the first pitch inside and finds herself ahead in the count here. 1 ball, no strikes. So big spot here for Price. Melgar getting 1 out. Still 2 runners on for Bakersfield. As Price swings and hits this one on the ground. Engelbrecht will step on third for the first out. Throws to first base and not able to get Price at first. So she gets 1 out, the lead runner cut down. Price reaches on the fielder's choice. 2 away here in the 7th inning.
Number 21, first baseman Annika Romo.
So Annika Romo stepping in with 2 down and 2 on. So Melgar gives up 1 off the 3 singles. Gets the next 2 batters that result in outs. This one hit up the middle, but a nice play by Munoz on one. Hot flips to second. That'll end the inning. So just 1 across for Bakersfield. It's a 2-run ball game. We head to the last of the 7th. Cougars trailing 4-2. College of the Canyons wants you to get ready, reset, and go when it comes to your athletic future. With 17 intercollegiate sports programs to cheer for, opportunities for student athletes to learn, train, and compete, and a championship mindset that has produced state and national titles, College of the Canyons and the Cougar Athletics programs offer a great college experience. Get ready, reset, and go at College of the Canyons. Visit canyons.edu/schedule and cocathletics.com now.
At Jersey Mike's, we think no sub should be measured in inches long or seconds till served. A sub should be measured in moments. Time with friends. Lunch breaks unbroken. Every sub is a chance to be great. Every sub should ask the question, am I a sub or am I a sub above? Jersey Mike's. Be a sub above.
Our sports medicine program here at College of the Canyons is meant to introduce students who are interested in some type of career in sports medicine. Most of my students are interested in careers as an athletic trainer, physical therapist, or orthopedic surgeon. So when they're done with our program, they will have their Associates of Science. Do you love sports? And do you take satisfaction from seeing someone go from injury all the way back to the sport that they love? Then this is a program you should definitely consider.
Silva, Motes, and Engelbrecht due up to face Nielsen here in the 7th inning. Nielsen's retired 7 in a row and 8 of her last 9. Set down the side in 3 pitches in the 6th inning. As the first pitch to Silva fouled away. Alyssa 0 for 2 today, struck out and flew out. Cougars need base runners right now.
And Bakersfield may be anticipating the bunt. The corners a few feet in front of both the first and third base bag.
Silva slaps this one right past the first baseman, Romo, but foul up the first base line. And so we'll do it again. It's the danger you have when you bring everybody in that tight.
Silva almost the benefactor of the defensive positioning for the Renegades, as she almost just hit that one past Romo, who looks like is now they're both a few feet back even with the bag.
With 2 strikes on her, she takes the pitch, and she gets it to a 1-2 count. Nielsen overthrows a bit on the fastball and misses up. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Leadoff hitter here in the 7th inning for College of the Canyons is Alyssa Silva at the plate. A big spot waiting on a 2-2 pitch. Swings, hits it up the middle. Picked up by Valencia on 2 hops. Fires with a sidearm throw to first and cuts her down. 1 away here in the 7th inning. Nice play by the shortstop Shelby Valencia for the first out.
And a bang play there. Really no wasted motion from Valencia, who ranges to her left and scoops it up and just makes the throw immediately across the diamond.
Lisa Motes singled back in the 4th, was doubled off on a line drive from Engelbrecht that went right to the second baseman Price. It's 1 for 2 in the ball game. As Lisa takes the first pitch down. The Cougars down to their final 2 outs of the ball game, chasing 2. Motes swings, hits this one softly in the air towards center field. That'll get down for a base hit. So hits in back-to-back at-bats for Lisa Motes. Cougars with a base runner on, and the tying run now coming to the plate, and Sabrina Engelbrecht with 1 away. Engelbrecht 1 for 2 today, singled in the 2nd, lined to the second baseman in the 5th, and she hits this one out into right field softly for a base hit. And the Cougars now with the tying run at first base. And the go-ahead run coming to the plate. With 1 away, looks like they're going to hit for Gabriela Gonzalez here. At least it appeared that way. Maybe they're going to run for Sabrina Engelbrecht instead.
And good base running there from Lisa Motes off of first, recognizing that ball was going to be beyond the reach of Price at second base, and she was halfway and able to slide into second safely rather than being forced out by the right fielder Burgess, who picked it up.
So, a couple of changes here. Caitlin Soto going to hit with a 1 away in the 9th inning. Vanessa Reyes going to run at first base. The Cougars making some changes, trying to push here, trailing by 2, the tying run aboard. Soto hitting .300 on the year. Has 1 sacrifice hit and 1 sacrifice fly. And we'll see what she's asked to do with 1 away. Speed out on the base pass in Motes and Reyes. And Soto bunting on the first pitch, bunts it up the first base line. The throw gets away from the second baseman Price, and the bases are loaded full of Cougars. As the top of the order coming back up with just 1 away, as it's an errant throw by Romo on what was pretty much a perfect bunt from Soto.
Man, I think it might have actually been error on Price. It really was right in the middle of her glove. She just muffed it.
I'm going to score at E3 as she had to lean a little bit trying to run. It's a tough play for the second baseman. You can score at E4. Either the way, it's an error, and the Cougars have the bases loaded. That's really the end result of it right now. And it's perfect timing with the top of the order coming up. And Julia Fuentes, who at this point is due 0 for 3 with 3 strikeouts in the ball game, will step in. Tying run at second base. Go-ahead run at board at first. In another speedster in Soto. So you've got plenty of wheels on the bases to try and score a run here. You just, as we said, got to string together base runners, string together hits. So far they've done that. Now you got to push the runs across. His first pitch swinging is Fuentes, and Nielsen gets a rise that comes right into her hands, and she fights it off. So now if you're Nielsen, you got to bear down. First real trouble she's been in all day today, after she had retired 7 in a row coming into the inning. Retired 8 straight after she got Silva, but has given up singles to Motes and Engelbrecht. An error by either Romo or Price to let Soto reach. Now Fuentes going to work with 1 strike on her. Takes that pitch up. Good job to lay off it that time by Fuentes. 1 ball, 1 strike. 1 out here in the 7th inning.
And most important for the Cougars base runners is to freeze on any line drive here. They don't want to get doubled off and end this game, as we saw Lisa Moats doubled off in the 4th inning.
That one misses just away. Looked good from here, but the home plate umpire says no. So now Fuentes and hitters count at 2-1. Coach Wiz very animated down at third base right now, talking between every pitch to the hitter. Fuentes chases a bit out of the zone and fouls it away. So 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Bases loaded full of Cougars. Chasing 2. So now if you're Nielsen, your best pitch. And she comes with it. Gets Fuentes to wave. So 2 down. Nielsen fired up after the strikeout. She strikes out Fuentes 4 times today. That's her 9th strikeout of the ball game. 2 down, and Memory Munoz coming to the plate. And a visit now from Goodman to come out to talk to Nielsen. I don't imagine it's going to be lifting Nielsen, mostly just to talk about the defensive situation and how they want to pitch here against Munoz, who singled back in the 3rd. Struck out in the 1st, grounded out in the 5th. So she's 1 for 3 today. With the tying run aboard at second base. Maybe that part of the discussion as well from Bakersfield is the run at 3rd doesn't hurt us right now on a base hit. We want to cut down the run at second base. That's the one we need to focus on. And with 2 away, certainly might be the discussion. Although at the same time, you have your ace out there in Talia Nielsen on in the circle. Have her try and go get Munoz here and end it without any theatrics.
And if you're remembering Munoz here, of course, just want to put the ball in play and force Bakersfield to have to make a play. We've seen a couple miscues here defensively from them.
Swings at the first pitch and a rise ball from Nielsen in for a strike. It's a really good pitch from Nielsen. Starts low, comes right up high in the zone, right over the top of the bat of Munoz. No balls and 1 strike. 2 down, bases loaded. Cougars trailing by 2, needing a hit to try and tie the game as Munoz swings on the same pitch. And now the Cougars down to their final strike. Nielsen trying to put it away, and she does. She strikes out Munoz. Fired up as Bakersfield picks up the win, 4-2, and improve their record in conference play as the Cougars fall. Nielsen wins another one as she goes the full 7, strikes out 10. Bakersfield takes it 4-2 over College of the Canyons. A tough one. Gave it a run late, Matt, but just came up a little empty.
Yeah, tough one, but Cougars fought and kept in it the entire game. Load the bases here in the 7th, but unfortunately just fall about 1 hit short of knocking off Bakersfield and giving them their first conference defeat.
Softball at Whitten Field should be a good one against Mount San Antonio College. Thank you for joining us here on the Cougar Sports Network. We'll see you tomorrow for baseball. 2:30 start time, 2:15 pregame show with Matt Frieda. For Matt Frieda, I'm Matt Robinson. Have a good night, everybody.